A video which went viral last week featuring a 14-year-old Girl Scout asking people not to buy Girl Scout cookies because her and the group she's campaigning for think that Girl Scouts of America lied about being an all-girl space because they've let transgender girls into some of the troops. Despite oozing cis-sexism, Pesky Dames the Girl Scout, as she will henceforth be known, does raise a number of reasons why women-owned spaces, or non-male spaces, are really important. For a lot of people, these spaces can be a really empowering escape from the male-dominated rest of society. It's a chance to bond with your fellow girls, to try out new ideas, new ways of thinking, to discuss things that you might not feel comfortable discussing in front of a mixed gender group. However, as Pesky also so unmissably points out, these spaces are by their very nature exclusionary. And how exclusionary depends on the definitions that you use. Because what Pesky understands as an all-girl group is actually an all-people born with vaginas group. Somehow, though, I doubt that she'd be interested in joining the Vagina Scouts of America, although I think that should be a name of a band, possibly on a t-shirt. This is by no means a new problem. Feminism, and particularly second wave feminism, has quite a nasty history of cis-sexism and excluding trans women from the movement for a whole host of spurious, ignorant and generally bigoted reasons. Thankfully, many women-only groups now welcome all female-identified persons, meaning all people who identify as women, regardless of the gender identity you were given at birth or what your biology looks like. This is an important distinction to make for the opposite reasons too, because there are also groups that aim themselves or their services at women, but the people they actually want to target are people born with vaginas. For example, cervical smear tests. In this case, trans men and other non-women who have vaginas and cervixes are alienated and either denied or deterred from using vital services. You can see that the way we use our language to define who these women-only groups are for is very important. So now we have 4 potential groups of people. We have people who identify as women, we have people who identify as men, we have people who were born with vaginas, and we have people who were born with penises. That should cover everyone, right? Wrong, because that's erasing and ignoring a whole group of people who don't identify as either male or female. For example, people who identify as genderqueer. It's also erasing and ignoring people whose biology doesn't fit into the neat little boxes that we create. So, for example, people who are intersex. So now we have a further layer to add to the exclusionary confusion of women-only groups. Who is it that these women-only groups are for? Just as sometimes we mean women, sometimes we mean people born with vaginas, so too, sometimes what we mean is non-men, or not people born with penises, or not cis men. None of these groups are invalid, and all of them may be relevant depending on the purpose of your women's only group. However, I think it's important that you question who you want to exclude, and importantly, why you want to exclude them. For example, in the case of the cervical smear, or for a women's caucus, why are you excluding certain either women or people with vaginas or non-men? Why are they not part of your group? There could be very valid reasons. I'm just saying, think about it. And importantly, make sure you get your definitions right. So, apologies for the lack of videos last week. Life just conspired to mean that we all had an accidental week off. So, apologies about that. Exciting news, we have over 100 subscribers! So, I promised you a dance, but I'm not really in a position to do a dance right now, so you can click on this to see me dancing. If there's no thing linky doodah, what's it around it, then there's no dancing. If there is, then there's dancing, and you should go and see it. Just say, thank you for subscribing. Bye! Mwah.